Welcome to my video on measuring the density of water. What I want to do in this video is just measure the density of water and show you how it's done. So what is density, first of all? We start with this equation right here. Rho, this is the Greek letter rho, which usually represents density, is equal to mass divided by volume. So in the metric or SI system, we're talking about grams per cubic centimeter for solids and grams per milliliter liquids. That's what we're in right now. We're doing a liquid. And in kilograms per cubic meter. That'd be a larger unit for, these are mostly for physics and engineering. What you'll see in the English system, more stuff maybe around the house, pounds per cubic foot and pounds per gallon. And some stuff you want to notice here, 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeter, or 1 gram per milliliter is equal to 1 gram per cubic centimeter. So those are some conversion factors you might need. All right, this is my experiment that I did, and I want to go through this and just show you the video and kind of explain it as I go. So the first thing I did, I put my graduated cylinder on the gram scale, then I tared it. That zeroes it out. Now you can see the little black tick marks on the graduated cylinder. Those are every 20 milliliters. I mark them with a Sharpie so they're easier to see. So that's the first measurement of 20 milliliters, weighed 19 grams. Now I'm going to add some more water, and it goes up to 40 milliliters is the total volume of the water. And when the gram scale, I read the gram scale, and in this case it was 39 grams. Now I'm going to repeat this, add more water, go up to 60 milliliters. Okay, right there. And that turned out to be 58 grams. So I'm going to go up next to the 80 milliliters. And in this case, I got 79 grams. And then our final measurement here is going to be at 100 milliliters. And I had a little bit too much water, so I had to go back and take some of the water out and redo it so I can get real close to 100 grams, close as I can. This is not the greatest graduated cylinder in the world. It has a tolerance about 1 milliliter. It is plastic, so probably better graduated cylinders out there, but it's 97 grams. So there's our basic measurements now. Let's look at the results. So the 5 measurements that I took, starting at the 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 milliliters, this was the amount of mass that was measured, that went through in that video. And then I calculated from that formula, density is equal to mass divided by volume. And so that's what I've got. Now, when you average these numbers together, you get 0.970. That is grams per milliliter. So that is our average density of the water. Now let's calculate, since we know the density of water, this was at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. We want to calculate the relative or percent error. So the percent error is the measured, absolute value of the measured minus the accepted divided by the accepted times 100%. In this case, the accepted is going to be 0.998. You can look that up in a table. The density of water has been measured many times. And in our case here, our difference from the 0.97 to 0.998 is 0.028. So that is our relative error. And then works out to 2.81%. Now that's a fair amount of difference from this simple experiment. So we have to always look at our sources of error anytime we do an experiment to see what possibly went wrong. Okay, our graduated cylinder, the one I used, was not that expensive. It was plastic, and it had a tolerance of 1 milliliter, and the gram scale that I was using had a resolution of 1 gram, which gives us a tolerance of about half a gram. Usually, if you don't know what it is, you divide by a half because it has to round. And then also, probably that causes us the most problem to lower our mass, or one of the bigger sources of error, tiny bubbles of air cling to the wall of the cylinder. It's just a process of pouring the water in there and maybe I should have tapped it or done something, stirred it a little bit, or let it set a little bit longer. Maybe I've got a little more accurate measurement, but that lowered our apparent mass. So those are sources of error, and we try to understand that always when we take a measurement. Hope you got something out of this video, learned a little bit about measuring the density of water. If you did, like, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.